Hi guys, in today's show we're talking about eSIM only iPhones, and we're also talking about gaming on iOS and iPad Max, maybe. I'm Mike David, and I'll simplify Apple so that everything just works for you. And if you want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours every weekday at 12 UTC, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Again, we're going to have no edits today, so that's what you get, sorry. First of all, Yuri Tech is asking, iCave answers, thoughts on an eSIM only iPhone, and will you make a TV review? Right, so eSIM only iPhone. There's a lot of talk on Twitter at the minute that the world isn't ready for an eSIM only iPhone because certain carriers don't support eSIMs yet. Let's be honest, as soon as Apple decides that they're going to do something, that's when the carriers decide to catch up. That's just what happens. So at the moment, we had, obviously 5G was the big thing in 2020, when the iPhone introduced 5G across the whole of the lineup. Basically, that's what unlocked 5G for a lot of carriers. A lot more people started doing it. They rolled out a lot more infrastructure, because as soon as you put something into an iPhone, you've got a ridiculous amount of devices that are all going to support whatever the thing is straight away. At the moment, eSIMs have limited support. Yes, you've got it in the iPhones as an option, but as soon as you make it the only way to do it, all of those carriers will basically just get on board straight away. They'll all activate that on their services. And the ones that don't will probably be the ones that do the very low-end stuff, you know, your gift gaffs that are kind of SIM-only little companies that that kind of mainly deal with people that don't want to get a contract or don't want to have like a phone bill. They want to have like a pay-as-you-go, top it up kind of situation. So that's my thoughts on that. I think we're almost certainly going to get that. Now, while we're talking about iPhones, there's also been some news about the iPhone SE. There was a report that it might be as low as $269. I don't believe that for a second. I don't think they could make one that would be that cheap unless they're going to do two SE models. Maybe they're going to do an SE that replaces the current SE, which would be the one with the A15 chip. What are we on now? A15? With the 5G inside and the current form factor, and then maybe they do another one with the same form factor, but it doesn't get MagSafe, and it gets, you know, the A13 chip, it gets 4G and not 5G, and maybe that one comes in at $269. I mean, that would be astonishingly cheap if that's what they did. I would love it if they did and made iPhones that accessible. I don't think it's what they're going to do. And the other thing you asked was, will I do a TV review? This is kind of based on what we were talking about yesterday, with one of the iCave answers being about using a TV as a monitor instead of a TV, you know, using a TV instead of a monitor for your Mac. I'm not going to get into TV reviews. I have potentially got a projector on the way to do a review of, which might be interesting. It's a 4K projector. They're not cheap things, but you can go as big as you want then, as long as your room's dark enough, I guess. So that would be interesting. I might even see if I can watch movies on the side of my house. That might be quite cool. Next up, Team Kinetics asks, iCave answers, looks as though you have little spare time on your hands, but what games do you play on your Apple devices? As an adult of similar age to yourself, could you recommend any entertaining diversions that don't take hours to get into? And you put a bit of context, like the list of stuff that you play, basically the same as me. So you mentioned the XCOM games, you mentioned Command & Conquer. That was basically my jam when I was a kid, like the original Command & Conquer. But the stuff that I really enjoy playing on iOS, XCOM, yes. I've just picked up the XCOM 2 because I didn't realise that was actually out. I thought you were talking about XCOM Enemy Unknown, which I've already got and I've kind of played through. But I picked up XCOM 2, which is like $12.99 in the App Store. Pretty good bargain. Not sure what that is internationally, but certainly in the UK, £12.99. That seems like a bargain because it's $45 for the desktop version, which I've also got. And then Call of Duty Mobile is one of the big ones that I play because it's just super easy to pick up, play a couple of quick games, and get out again. I have changed my ID on that now to iCave Dave, so if you want to add me on there, find me. I'd love to play some Call of Duty with you guys when when I happen to be online. More than happy to do that. I am good though. Like, I quite often win the Battle Royales. Probably 25 to 30% of the games that I play, I'm number one in Battle Royale. Yes, I'm good. But I'm not entertaining to watch, so that's why I don't do game streaming. Now, you mentioned Command & Conquer. Red Alert actually came out for the iPad a long time ago, and it's only 32-bit, so you can still play it if you've got an older iPad and you had it on your account in the first place, which I did. So maybe I'll do some streaming of Command & Conquer Red Alert on iPad, because that's just a bit retro, cool, old school. I think it was Red Alert 2 or maybe Red Alert 3. I think they just called it Red Alert, but yeah, it's there, and I do have it on my account. I do have old iPads that the kids used to use that I can install it on. So that's fun. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, I play a lot of just stuff on the train. I play Zookeeper World, which is the most ridiculous little puzzle game, but it's stupidly addictive. So I play that typically when I'm on the train to and from work. I get through a couple of levels normally in the 15 minutes that I'm on the train. Other than that, there's not a great deal that I play. Kerbal Space Program was my big game on the Mac. Unfortunately, that takes an awful lot of time. I'm 2,500 hours into that game, something like that. It's quite a big time commitment compared to some of the other stuff. There's not a huge amount of other news at the moment. Again, obviously, we're between Christmas and New Year. There's not going to be a huge amount of stuff. We will have a proper show tomorrow because I'm not working all-day shifts. So thank you so much for joining me. Leave any questions you've got, #iCaveAnswers down in the comment section, and I'll see you in tomorrow's show.